guys. How you doing? It's Rich Tola. Welcome to another Tola Talks. It's episode number 194. We're calling this Enough. Word of the day is enough. And I'm not sure if you guys know, that was Eric Masick. That was the theme song for my movie Boulevard Zen, Life's Boulevard. But yeah, that's what we're talking about today. What have we had enough of? Well, let me give you this, okay? A couple of things. U.S. government shutdown 7 days today. Enough. Gaza, the war in Gaza, 2 years today. Enough. Here's a 2023 study. About 70% of service members in the U.S. military are overweight or obese. Ouch. Enough. Anybody hear the word Wegovy? All right, we're going to talk about fitness today, a little bit more about that. Another day, another workout. That's my motto. You guys know that. And welcome everybody on LinkedIn, Twitch, Riverside. You know, that's my platform. Where else are we going live? We're going live on YouTube, of course, Tola Talks. Thanks for subscribing. Want to see the show live. All right, what else? Gallup poll. Did you see this? This just came out. I'm big on these Gallup polls, guys. I think it's a great organization. They know what they're doing. Today it said media trust falls again. It says how much, it's a question they asked. How much trust and confidence do you have in the mass media, newspapers, TV, radio, when it comes to reporting the news fully, accurately, and fairly? It said 28%. Now, in the late 70s, 79, it was at 72%. We're going to be talking about 1979 today with the governor, who's Arnold Schwarzenegger. Give a shout out to him today. Arnold was, 22 years ago today? Yeah, what was it? Yeah, it was 22 years ago today that he was elected governor of California, 2003. So we'll be talking about fitness because that's important today. We're going to talk about biceps. You guys, we'll get to that in a moment. But yeah, check it out. 28%, and it's split between party lines. Trust falls across party lines, they say. We're looking at Democrats, 51%, Independents, which is what I am, 27%, and Republicans at 8%. No trust there. Hey, what about the Supreme Court approval? Handling of the job, they said 42%. 25 years ago was at 62%. So people are unhappy. Like, we've had enough, right? Well, let me tell you, every day, it's what I do is I'm really keen on the news. I read 6 different newsletters, well, 7 actually, but I read New York Times, Quartz Daily Briefs, Epic Newsroom, it's one of my favorites, Snacks by Sherwood Media. I read 1440 Daily Digest, and I read Straight and Arrow News. I also read Synopsis, which is an entertainment and media news letter. So I read a lot in the morning, preparing. I also listen to the radio. When I go to the gym in the morning, I scour. I listen to a lot of different stations. My favorite, Tim Franks at BBC. I'm going to give him a shout out. He's one of my favorite newscasters. I really like Shamita Basu. She's on Apple News. I listen to her too. So I think Apple News is pretty neutral. I will say I like listening to her in the morning when I get back from the gym. She kind of clues me in. Apple seems to call it. I'm not sure which way they're leaning, but I will say most of what I listen to, most of what I read, it's leaning one way or the other. There's not much right down the center there. You know, just call it. Call the news. Why do we have to put our spin on it, especially the radio? We're not even going to get into that. I've been listening to radio for 30 years. I love the radio, and it's unfortunate because you have to take sides in this country. You know, what's going on with that? You know, I'm not really a big fan of that. I think we've had enough of that, enough of taking sides. Let's talk about something a little bit positive. I want to give a shout out to kudos to Steak and Shake. You see what they're up to today? Well, up to now. It says the company put this out, every Steak and Shake, there's 397 restaurants across 24 states, is getting the tallest and the biggest American flag that the local government allows. Man, I love that. Proudly supports American values and traditions. Hold on one second. Take a look at this. Now, my Uncle Mickey was 55 years older than me, born on the same day, served in World War II, and I have his flag. When he passed away, this is what the government does. I mean, I still hold on to this baby because, hey, I love the American flag. I wanted to put a flagpole at my I want to give a rest in peace to my mom. My mom was awesome, but she wasn't into the flagpole. I wanted to put a flagpole next to our house, big ass flagpole, fly a flag. She's like, no, we're not going to do that. The neighbors. I'm like, who cares about the neighbors? Because, and I believe, they're giving, I think Trump just came out. You burn the flag, you go away for a year. I'm with you on that one. You shouldn't be burning the flag. I mean, if you don't want to be here, leave. Go to a different country, I guess. But anyway, got to be a true American, because why else? Why not support what we're trying to do, trying to make this place better? But anyway, so there you go on this sort of enoughs. Let's get a little more positive here. Let's talk about my motto: another day, another workout. And let's do this, because I want to give a shout out. Her name is Malia. We met recently in the gym, and she's going to be applying to the Indianapolis police force. And so I say to her, hey, girl, you working out? Like, I believe in weightlifting, guys. That's been my base for 50 years. No kidding. When I was 12 years old, take a look at Instagram. I just posted, 62-year-old dude I am. I've been working out since I was 12 years old. My father had us rolling up a little weight on push-ups, sit-ups, but really hardcore when I was 17 years old, 1980. 1980s, when Arnold came out of retirement and won Mr. Olympia for the 7th time. Well, 6th or 7th time. I know he won 7 in total, but so 1980, it was every day for 45 years straight, right? Since I was 17 years old. So I believe in it. Now, let me tell you what happened today. Today, I woke up, wasn't feeling it. I didn't sleep well last night. By the way, those are my 3 things. You eat every day, you sleep every day, you work out every day. That's the base. That's the basis of my life for sure. Now, again, if you don't have a lot of time, no problem. Get a pull-up bar, push-ups, sit-ups, abs, stretching. You could do that in your bedroom, in your basement. You do it in the bathroom. It doesn't really matter. You got to get that stuff done. Now, for those of you with the yoga and all the other things, that's great. But I do believe my first love is weightlifting. I love the weights. The weights don't really give a shit about what you did yesterday. All the weights that care about is, are you there today, right? Has no memory. I love that. And they don't talk back. Of course not. So basically, you're looking at my friend who I said, you work out. She goes, last week was tough. She said, I went 3 days in a row. And then I took a day off. I wasn't feeling it. Then one day becomes 2, 2 becomes 3. Yeah, I said, no, you can't do that. Hey, girl, you got to nip that in the bud. You have to work out every single day. A couple other girls I met in the gym recently, they do the 2-3 day program every day. It's an extension of sleep. You need to work out. Speaking of which, there's this article I just read by Anne-Marie Shaker. I guess that's how you pronounce it. She's over there with Time Magazine, put out this article, How Toned Arms Became a Status Symbol and an Impossible Standard. Well, you can check out the article, but, biceps, look, I'm not Arnold, but I've been, like I said, I do the same thing every day. So today I wasn't feeling it. It was a rainy day here in Indianapolis, a gloomy, rainy day. I was in pain from yesterday. I'm in pain. 2 herniated discs in my spine, spinal misalignment. I've had 4 orthopedic surgeons tell me I need 2 operations. I haven't done it, not doing it. Again, I'm carrying pain, chronic pain on a daily basis. I know what it's like. It beats me up. It makes me really tired at night. Some days I wake up. So yesterday I swam. I swim at the pool where Mark Spitz swam. Beautiful, beautiful facility, the natatorium here. And I thought that would help me. It does not help me. It kind of makes it worse. I didn't eat the rest of the day. It kind of beats me up when I swim because of the motion, I guess. I got to stop doing that. But anyway, I'm still trying it. And I didn't have the appetite. I was down 2 pounds in the last 2 days, by the way. You got to love the scale. We're going to be talking about that. Yeah, let me give a shout out to my book, How to Drink from the Fountain of Youth. If you guys haven't gotten this book or read this book as a personal guide, you really need to, because anyone can be drinking from the fountain of youth. You got to keep moving. These are some of my chapters here. Be vain. That's the one people may not like, but I love it. Love the scale. I get on the scale every single day, without a doubt. Eat to lose. Got to keep the weight down. You got to be lean and mean. Walk to win. There's a lot of cool stuff in here. Respect yourself. That's one of my favorites, of course. But get back to this article. So this article talks about thin and muscular is in. No kidding. Thin and muscular has been in since 1980 with Schwarzenegger, although he was a bull back then. But so this is Gunnar Peterson. Never met Gunnar, but I know who he is. Celebrity trainer in LA, big time. He said, most of the people come in, they say, I want more definition in my arms. He said, the common denominator of women coming into my gym has always been ass, abs, arms. These days, it's an arm thing. Well, yeah, no doubt it's an arm thing because we're showing, everybody's showing everything nowadays, top, breasts, arms, etc. So you want to be lean and mean. The only way to do that is you got to monitor the weight on a daily basis. I believe that. Like I said, I get on a scale every single day. Today, yeah, whatever. I could go eat today. But, you have to do that. It's something that is a requirement. It's like if you get in a car, would you not look at the gas tank? Yeah, always. Well, unless you're driving a Tesla. By the way, I'm waiting to see what the news is on Tesla today. Did you guys see that? It was a 10-second video that Musk put out. Way to go, Elon. What is going on there? It's a 10-second. There's like headlights against the black background. Did anyone say Roadster? Maybe. Looking forward to that one. But anyway, you guys have to work out. Working out, and again, I'm a weightlifter, believed in weightlifting. I do 20 things. So this is my assessment. And every day I grade myself. I do. I give myself a grade. A, B, C, or D. Never fail. If you make it to the gym, you don't fail. I do 20 exercises. If I get 5 of them, because some days Sunday, I did 5. That's a D, but that's passing. I passed, got a D. Happy with a D. Happy with a pass-fail grade? You can't fail. Fail means you didn't work out. Okay, what's a C? If I get 10 exercises, 10 out of 20, that's a C. If I get 15 is a B, 20 is an A. Anything more than 20, which takes me more than an hour, that's an A+. I don't shoot for the A+, but I'm the A student, always have been, and I go for the A. Today, oh my God, when I got in there, I was ready to walk out. Didn't have it. I showed up an hour late, but I made it. What did I do? I said, well, here's what we do. If I can get to 5, I'll see how I am, and if I have to, I'll hit the steam room. Well, guess what? I got to 5, a little nauseated, wasn't feeling it, was starving, kept going. I said, all right, let's get to 10. So I got 13 exercises finished today. So that's a B-. I'll take a B-. Any day of the week, you take a B-. So there you go. Go grade yourself. It's a competition with yourself. Doesn't matter what anybody else does. That's irrelevant. What matters is what you do. Okay? So get yourself to the gym. Fly a flag or go buy a flag and be positive. All right, what else? What else do we want to talk about? So last thing I want to cover. Oh, here we go. This is, I want to give a shout out, a rest in peace shout out to Joe Dodd. Joe Dodd was one of my heroes back in the day. He was the owner of Man's World Gym in Trenton, New Jersey. First gym I ever really joined when I was 16 years old. My brother was a year older. We used to drive there. This is 1979. Again, right after the movie Pumping Iron came out in 1977. That was June 23rd of 77. I was 14 years old when, again, Schwarzenegger came onto the scene and he was God. And that was a movie that kind of followed the build-up to the 1975 Mr. Olympia. I believe his first one was 1970 that he won. But anyway, so, you find motivation wherever you could find the motivation. I found that a long, long time ago. And in Conan the Barbarian, you guys remember that movie, Joe Dodd, who ran our gym, was the stand-in for Arnold back in the day. So there you go. You guys got to do that. So, hey, here's one for you. I haven't done these. Let me see. Let me do this here real quick. The short whip. See, I missed those today. Guys, I'm a little off kilter today. Like I said, the weather, whatever. But so last night, I didn't watch a movie, but what did I watch? All right. I binged on 4 episodes from 1997. Seemed to like the 90s. Remember Con Air from 1997? So I did a little binge on Law and Order. Dick Wolf. It was amazing when he came out with that. I believe it came out in 1990. But 7 years later, we're looking at who were the guys? Well, Sam Waterston was there, of course. Jerry Orbach, rest in peace. I think he died in 2003, I believe. All right. Then you're looking at Benjamin Bratt and Corey. Was it Corey? Yeah, Carrie Lowell. She was it's Carrie Lowell was there. All right. So I just, it was such a good series, without a doubt. I watched 4 in a row, the first 4 episodes of season 7. Man, I can't believe going back in time. Let me tell you, great shows. So, and I was never, an avid Law and Order watcher, but now Chicago PD was one of my mom's favorite series. She loved that. That's another Dick Wolf show. So kudos to everybody who was on that show back in the day. But what a great show, great filming, everything, cinematography. The whole thing was filmed in New York City. I lived there for about 15 years straight. But speaking of which, we're not talking Hollywood, but we are talking Hollywood. Let's jump right into this one. I'm going to finish with this because this is fun. All right, I just read this article. I get these this newsletter from Dictionary. I love this. Dictionary sends me a word every day. Read the word. Sometimes I do these games. Well, this one's called Dictionary Scoop. The article's called Busted: 12 Hollywood Myths That Are Totally Fake. Don't believe everything you see. No doubt. All right, so Hollywood. Let's do it. What are they? What are the 12 Hollywood myths that are totally fake? All right. So number 1, gun silencers are silent. I didn't even know this. These are things I didn't know. They said, no, you can't make a gun silent. It just reduces the volume about 20 to 35 decibels. So, when silencers are around, ain't happening. Hey, back in the day with Clint Eastwood, nobody used silencers. Make my day, right? All right, number 2, exploding cars. Yeah, cars don't explode. That's extremely rare. They say that they burn rather than detonate, but it's more fun to see an exploding car. Laser beams are visible. Laser beams are not visible. I love that. Let's tell Tom Cruise in all his movies. He's got laser beams for sure. But all these shows, now if there's dust or fog or smoke, might be somewhat visible, but lasers are invisible. All right, here we go. Number 4, quicksand sucks you under. I didn't know this. I mean, everything back from Tarzan, when you're watching quicksand, right? Everybody just disappears. Well, that's not true. They said quicksand's a mix of sand, water, and clay, and that the human body is too buoyant to fully be submerged or fully submerged. Here we go. Number 5, defibrillators restart hearts. Nah, they don't do that. They say that they correct irregular heart rhythms, but they don't fix cardiac arrest. We see that a lot. Number 6, picking locks in seconds. Oh, I asked Charlize Theron in that one in the Italian Job, picking locks in seconds. Well, it didn't take her seconds. She was awesome in that movie. Everybody was awesome in that movie. But they say they require specialized tools and patience. She does show a lot of patience in that movie, going back to come to think of it. All right, number 7, chloroform knocks you out instantly. When they cover your nose, maybe a lot of James Bond films. It says it takes several minutes for that to happen. It just doesn't, happen in a second here. All right, jumping through windows safely. We see this all the time. How about Matt Damon in the Bourne series? Jason Bourne. Oh my God, he jumps through how much glass? I don't know. James Bond, Daniel Craig's one of my favorites. But yeah, it says that, real glass shards cause serious injuries. No doubt. You did not want to be touching anything broken. Everybody knows that. You get a little piece of broken glass in you and you're toast. All right, here we go. Hacking in seconds. Wow, how about this? The girl with the dragon tattoo. She's the epitome. Lisbeth. She's the epitome of a hacker, right? Great movie as well. I love the one. Well, I like the original, but the one with Daniel Craig's awesome as well. Says, no. Real hacking takes time and skill. But we see that a lot. Number 10, guns knock people back. I didn't know this. I'm not really a gun guy. But it says, no, real gunfire doesn't generate that force. And if you pay attention to Newton's third law, every action has an equal reaction. That means if somebody got knocked back, then the guy shooting the gun would be knocked as well. So that doesn't happen. Number 11, one-punch knockouts. Hey, let me tell you something. It says here, it's unlikely to cause instant unconsciousness. You get hit by Mike Tyson, you're going to be knocked out. You're going to be unconscious without a doubt. Muhammad Ali, grades, of course. So, and even Stallone, perhaps, Rocky. All right. So what is number 12? Vent crawling is easy. No, it's not easy. It doesn't support the human weight. But I'll tell you, in Breakfast Club, no doubt, he fell through. So that's pretty cool. We see that a lot. It can't support a person's weight. That's amazing movie. You guys know that. Talked about the Breakfast Club. So there you go. There's your 12. All right. I just thought I'd have some fun with that. 12 Hollywood myths that are totally fake. All right, guys. So what are we doing for the rest of the week? What is today? Tuesday? Happy Tuesday. You got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's 5 more workouts that you can get in this week. Kill it. You got to do it. Got to flex the biceps, get them strong, get them looking good, lean and mean and muscular. All right, I'm having some fun with this. So we are going to be interviewing some folks pretty soon. I'm looking forward to doing that. But again, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Peace.